thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be reviewing the 1974 made-for-TV telefilm, Terror on the 40th Floor. I think it's going to get blurry, but I'll show you that's the VHS. It'll be a little slow on the zoom in. Get an idea of the cover. There's the tape. As I've said before, numerous times, I'm a sucker for these 70s and 80s made-for-TV thrillers or even dramas, even the horror flicks. There's some good ones back then. The production values were good. They were classy. The acting was usually really good. Sometimes it was cheesy, but they were usually pretty solid films. And the Terror on the 40th Floor is pretty much not overly known anymore. It's probably been forgotten over the years, but it's also been viewed as a ripoff of Towering Inferno. And the Towering Inferno actually succeeded this one. This one came out first, and Towering Inferno hit theaters maybe a couple months later. So that was actually the second one. I don't know if they got wind of it with this movie when they were putting it together or something, but they beat Towering Inferno to the punch. So this is actually the first one. The Towering Inferno came out, hit theaters with big star power, a big budget, obviously. But that's not to say that Terror on the 40th Floor isn't quite enjoyable. It actually is very enjoyable. It's a really good one. The cast stars John Forsythe, who people may know from Dynasty. You also know from the opening scenes of Scrooged, the old boss that's warning him that he's going to be that Bill Murray's going to be visited by three ghosts. That's John Forsythe as well. So this is a Christmas film, and Scrooged is a Christmas film. I'm sure he's done some other ones as well that are Christmas related. Kind of interesting little tidbit there. But it's basically a giant high-rise office building, and the business is wrapping up their office party for Christmas Eve, and they're all heading out. A big group of people is heading out. They're heading out into the elevator downstairs. They're escorted out by the security guard. And some of the employees are talking to the security guard, and the security guard lets them know that due to security concerns, recent break-ins, they have locked that building down very tight. So nobody's going to be able to get in, but also nobody's going to be able to get out. That's going to be an issue for the cast. All these guys leave, they do their thing, they say goodnight, they move on. And there's about, I'd say, a handful of people left behind upstairs on the 40th floor to continue the parties. There's two guys bringing in a couple of women each. They go into the boss's office. They try to impress their dates. And when they go in there, just to show them off how big and sprawling this office is, the boss is in there himself. He's just relaxing, having a drink or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, we didn't mean to bother you." He's like, "Come on in, have a drink with me." And he's really cordial to them, pretty cool. So they end up with several guys in there, several girls. They're all trying to hook up, and they're totally oblivious to what's about to happen because everyone else has vacated the building. There's nobody else in the building except for the security guard. And as the security guard is downstairs, one of the maintenance guys shows up. The guy shows up pissed off, irate, and he's drunk. And he's upset that he has to work on Christmas because apparently whatever he's there fixing cannot wait until after the holidays. I think there's something with the heating system. So he's mumbling, he walks in, and he's definitely been drinking, and I think there were a few comments about that. And he goes and starts working on the building. And he's mumbling and drinking and being very haphazard, and he's spilling things, and he spills a couple of chemicals or a couple of things that are not overly explained, but obviously he's spilling stuff. And there's a little bit of fire going where I don't know if it's like a pilot light or something like that, but he's drinking. One of the bottles that he has falls over and it spills all over the floor, catches the pilot light, and the place just erupts into flames. And the guy's freaking out. The guy starts burning himself. Security guard runs over, and he's just like, "You have to get out of there." And the building is like engulfed in no time. So I think they call the fire department, they do whatever. But the people on the 40th floor, the remaining handful up there, are oblivious to all this because they're too involved with each other. They're trying to, get it on or do what they need to do. They're not really concerned with what's going outside. And the boss's office is very big and sprawling. So they're unaware of anything outside. It's dark. They're up 40 floors. They don't see smoke. They don't see fire. They don't hear fire engines. They don't know what's going on. Um, so when the fire department does show up, the security guard lets them know everyone's gone. We escorted everyone out for the evening. There's nobody in the building. You can just worry about putting the flames out. Fire department starts doing that and working on that. No one is aware that these people are still on the 40th floor, and the people on the 40th floor no idea that the building is on fire. Um, but they're all kind of sleazy characters. Some guy's trying to get ahead with the boss. He's trying to kiss his ass and be the next company man. And some other guy is also kind of shady. And the two of them obviously are probably after the same position. So there's a little tension there to begin with. And then they have their women who have their own issues. But John Forsythe is the boss, and he's there, and he's not home for several reasons, and it comes out that apparently he is not having the best home life with his wife. And there's a secretary there or assistant there, and she is interested in the boss, and the boss is interested in her. One of the guys that leaves for the party had bumped into the boss earlier, and he bumped into the boss with the secretary and a couple other people, and he's like, "We're gonna lock up. We gotta go. The party's over." And the boss is like, "No, go ahead. I have this." And the guy's like, "Are you sure?" Everyone's leaving. The boss is like, "No, I have it." And the guy realizes that he was in there with one of the secretaries, and he's like, "Okay, I see what's going on. I'm just gonna leave. I don't see anything." So he gets home, and as soon as he gets home, he's turning on the TV and he's starting to relax, and he realizes he turns on the news, and they're talking about a big fire at this building that he just left. And he knows his boss and a bunch of other people are trapped on the top floor. So he doesn't know what to do, so he just wants to make sure he doesn't panic and make sure everyone got out okay. So he calls his boss at home, and his wife answers. He doesn't want to tell the wife that he saw the boss with the secretary there, but he's kind of hinting, trying to figure out, hey, did he get home okay? Because the party was over and this and that. And the lady said no. And she's already suspecting the husband because she just thinks he's that kind of person, I guess. But then he comes out and says, hey, this building's on fire. It's on the news. And the lady freaks out. She has a feeling the stuff's going on anyway. So everyone races to the building to see what's going on. And the building is just getting leveled. Floor to floor is just getting gutted. Fire, smoke, fire, smoke, fire, smoke. The fire department can't get to it very well. Logistically, it's hard for them to maneuver. I think it's up by the 20th floor. And it's very hard for them to get up there. Everything that they put out the fire with, they have to carry on their shoulders because certain things won't reach up that far. It's pretty rough. And then they finally, on the 40th floor at some point, the fire department's explaining that the elevator shaft is acting as a chimney, and it's literally sucking everything up. So it's not too long until the people that are left on the 40th floor start smelling smoke, seeing smoke, and start getting overcome by what's going on. And then they start panicking, they start freaking out, and it starts getting ugly. I don't want to get into a lot more that just sets up for what's going on, but I will say that it's a pretty cool movie. The cast is really good. Again, one of the reasons I like these old films is they're classy, they're well acted, there's good veteran actors doing these things, and the production values are usually really high. Now, I know it's 70s and 80s, and there's always an element of cheese because there's no real special effects and there's no whatever, but when things are done right, those effects that they do have usually work really well because they try so hard. They're not cheap CGI. I'd prefer any kind of lower, maybe laughable special effects over any kind of CGI stuff because it's still more believable. A lot of this stuff looks really good. The production values are good. The firemen battling the fire blazes, that all looks great. The fire itself looks good. There's a lot of believable scenarios in there. There's some good action. There's some good drama. There's some good backstories that come out as the story goes. There's a few unexpected little twists there. Little nasty for a TV movie, especially from back then. A little intense. They do a pretty good job with it, but it's resolved very well. It's a satisfying movie all around. It's a good one. It is available on DVD, but there is also obviously the Towering Inferno is floating around there, and everyone loves the Towering Inferno. I like that movie a lot as well, but I highly recommend Terror on the 40th Floor. It's not hard to find. It's a cool movie. These are the types of films that they really don't make anymore, and I love these. I try to track a lot of these down. I have more that I'm going to be reviewing in the future, but this one comes highly recommended for me. I'll give this one a solid 8 out of 10. I think you guys will enjoy it. I think it is entertaining. Obviously, back then those films were a little more deliberately slower paced, but it's rewarding. It's a good one, well executed, well produced, well directed, and well acted. I mean, what else can you ask for with a good cast? So I would definitely check out Terror on the 40th Floor. Again, remember you're watching an early mid 70s production, so keep that in mind. Don't expect like some spectacular blockbuster, knock you out of your seat type of nail biting action, but it's a good one. It's solid. There is just enough action. There's some humor, good drama, good backstory. Again, it's well written. Can't say enough about it. It's a good one. It's worth tracking down. I know it's on DVD. I know it's been released on DVD several times from some of those crappier labels, but it's out there, and it's probably available streaming or whoever knows, probably online illegally as well. So track it down where you can. Try to avoid any bootlegs or illegal stuff, but it's definitely out there. Again, guys, always thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. As always, please subscribe to my page. It doesn't cost anything, but it does help me, so please subscribe. Just click subscribe. There's no fees. You're not going to get blasted with emails or anything else. It's free. This is YouTube. It's free. Check it out. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks. As always, I will do more videos as long as you keep watching them. Appreciate it.